Yo, we are in this. Let's get some music going.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
Alright, sorry guys. I'm here a little early, so I'm just getting things set up. I want to get the music going right. So, just give me a moment to get all set up here. What's too loud, Xbox man? What could possibly be too loud? Bot Boy Productions in the house. Oh, baby. Let me know how I haven't moved yet, but let me know how uh-oh, what's just happened? My music shut off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let me know how the frame rate's doing. I'm trying out 720p today, and hopefully that works out. So, let's get into it. Let's get into the stream. We are working on some Desolation today. We're fresh off the first birthday, and Desolation's looking like it's ready to go. One more year, guys. I'm saying now we got one more year in this thing. Okay, so we'll see how it goes in this next year. And one thing that I realized is, I started doing the interior to this skyscraper here, and I quickly realized that, I should really finish a skyscraper before I start another one. So I wanted to work on this skyscraper here today. And that's what we gonna do. Now, the hardest part about working on this frame rate for me is bad. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hold on then. Let me see if I can't fix something. Stream status okay. Is lower than the recommend. I should use a bitrate of 2500. I'm still working out the kinks here, guys. I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Like, how do you change the bitrate? They do make this pretty confusing, so you'll have to bear with me here for a second while I figure this out. I am early, okay? I'm 10 minutes early. That's why I hopped on early, so I can get all this figured out. Settings? It's in my settings. Let's see here. I'm trying to fix it, guys. Hold on. Build a Panda Express. It's not a bad idea, actually. Advanced. I don't know how to change the bit rates on this program that I'm using. Settings. I'm still trying to figure things out, guys. When I stay still, the frame rate's not so bad, is it? Right? Shit. How do I do here? How's the audio, like the music and my voice? How's that doing? Trying to figure this out. Preview editor. Ellen Brown's in the house. Frame rate is bad, says Storm6. Yes, I know. I'm trying to fix it. Maybe if I just drop down to not 720. Let's try that. Oh, I gotta stop the stream in order to do that. So let's not do that.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
Just give me a second, guys. I'm sorry about this. You know, I'm working out the kinks, okay? I'm new to this. I haven't streamed on YouTube. I've done it once, so I'm not really 100% sure.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
Huh. I just don't know, guys. I'm not sure how to do this. I'm using some stupid program because I have a, what do you call it? Roxio game cap. One of the worst decisions I've made. Do never buy a Roxio game cap. If any of you are thinking about, you know, making videos or anything, would not recommend this thing. I'd say Elgato. 100% Elgato. I just don't know where I would find that. I'm looking under help. Account settings? No. Man, this sucks. I can't change the frame rate either. I can't change anything once you start streaming. Would be more accessible, you know, like something as simple as changing the bit rate of your stream. You think it would be just like right in your face right there, but no. What in the heck? I may just close the stream down and then start over. I think that's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm still early. I scheduled this for 2 o'clock Pacific, so I'm gonna stop the stream. I apologize, and I'm gonna try to figure this out. So I'll be back. All right, I think this is gonna be a lot better. Thank you for sticking with me.
This is a Chucky Beat
I
production.
reduced the resolution. It's not 720p, but I think it's going to be a lot better, okay? You know, you've seen Minecraft before, right? You know what the resolution is supposed to look like. That's what we're rolling with here. I think it's better. Let me know how the audio's going. As I was saying, I was working on this skyscraper, and I realized that I got to start what I finished before I start something new, okay? So I want to work on this skyscraper today, do some interior work, get as much done as I possibly can. I'm planning on streaming for like an hour or so, but we'll see how it goes. The hardest part about working in this skyscraper is figuring out where I left off. Okay, you know, these are first world problems. Okay, I got too much going on here. I don't know where I stopped building, so give me a moment to find myself. Okay, let me see here. Let's go up a floor, see what's going on up there. The frame rate is still not great. You know, I'm doing what I can. I'm sorry. I have really poor equipment. I have poor internet. You know, I make miracles happen with what I got. So this is going to be the best for now. Maybe in the future I'll start tweaking a little bit more. I thought I had tweaked it to be a little bit better, but I don't know if 720 is going to be possible. So that's why I'm in 580, I think it is. And it's still not great. I think part of the problem is I just need better internet. My internet's really sluggish. And that's without net neutrality. Oh, I mean, that's with net neutrality. Without it, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just trying to figure out where I left off here. Maybe I finished this floor. It seems like this floor is done to me, right? Looks like a lot of this has been done before. So this side's okay. This side's good. Please turn down the music. Really? Is it that loud? Okay. still want you to hear it, man. I mean, I'm a music person. I would almost rather hear the music than me talking. You know, I guess you're here for the fabulous commentary, right? Right. Certainly not the building, because I haven't done any of that yet. Where did I leave off? I hate this part. This apartment building here is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it's so complicated and it's so big, and there's just rooms on rooms on rooms, and they're all different. So that's the blessing. But the curse is you get lost in here like that. Okay, so easy to get lost. I'm lost now in my own building. This is what happens when you take a break. I gotta go upstairs here. Where's the upstairs? Where on earth is the upstairs? Arit Chef is here. Fun Time Springtrap is here. Fun Times, you know, I posted it on Twitter. I posted it on the YouTubes. So you got no excuse. No excuse. I really like YouTube, how you can schedule events. That's, uh-oh. What happened? That's really cool. In my mind.
Chunky beat.
Well, what happened? Am I not live anymore, guys? What happened here? I'm having serious trouble, huh? Oh, it's an ad. Okay. That makes sense. Cool. Alright, sorry about that. I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties. You know, I just don't have the experience. I'm not an experienced streamer. I'm experienced with kind of a Twitch, and I get how Twitch works. But, you know, a different streaming service means different everything. So, I'm still trying to get used to this. I'm sorry for any of the hiccups that I've been experiencing. I think this side is done. I've just been wandering around aimlessly. Okay, this is done. Oh, now I remember. I didn't finish the bathroom. That's all I had to finish. All I had to finish was the bathroom. What was this for? Maybe I was setting that aside for something. Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay, we're gonna build now, I promise. Enough of that nonsense. I'm a derpy fellow. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just see this live chat here. The game is just paused. You're still live. I don't have Twitter on my laptop. Arit Chef, be able to watch more in the summer. Okay, that's good. Got your priorities in order. You know, I'm in no position to tell you what to do, Arit Chef, okay? But in my experience through high school, it's more important to enjoy yourself than to bust your back doing honors courses. Like, if you're taking all honors courses and you're not having fun in high school, you have failed. You're only going to be in high school one time. That is it. Just once. So have as much fun as you possibly can. You have the rest of your life to prove to society how smart you are. And that's just my advice. You don't have to take it. I'm just saying. Alright? You're only going to be able to date 15-year-olds once. Okay? You don't want to ruin it. At the same time, I'm not saying that you should be watching Minecraft videos. That's not what I'm saying either, right? Okay, definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just saying enjoy yourself, have fun, and this is going to be one of the better times of your life. Some of the most fun, or the opportunities for fun you can possibly have. Hey, a floating toilet? No, we want a ground level toilet. I mean, I got another one. I got range on this thing, but not like that. I don't want to pee up straight up in the sky and hope for the best. That would be bad. I always just make up my grade in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I've been there. That was my thing in high school. Is like, I was an auditory learner. So if I hear something, I know it. Generally speaking. So I would just go to class and just listen. and I would almost never, like, I would maybe do the homework while I was listening. And I know a lot of teachers are like, keep their eyes open for that, but sometimes you get a teacher who thinks you're just taking notes, and I would do that class's homework during the class, and that's just how I would roll. And it worked out for me pretty well, actually. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. So I would know everything, and then, you know, come test time, I would just, you know, use my autographic memory. Is that a thing? Autographic? You know, oh, I remember hearing that. That's the answer. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And it worked out. Definitely worked out for me. But, you know, everyone's different. If you got to take notes, you got to take notes. I never took notes. I would just remember it audially. Remember things audially. Oopsies. Okay, so, what I was going to do is make a little passageway back here to a secret area. I think what I'll do is, I've been doing this for the medicine cabinets. Something like that. But I'll make this medicine cabinet like a bridge to Terabithia. No, a doorway to the unknown. Right here. Is that cool or what? Then have something like this. Something like that. Right? And then that'll go down. I'll do that later. I don't want to do secrets on camera. That would be ridiculous. You guys are going to know everything about this map. Try AP. That's a challenge. Yeah, I've been in AP class. I've actually only been in one AP class. And I realized very quickly that, what am I trying to rush for? Okay? I got plenty of time for college. I got plenty of time for high school. Why do I need to do college classes in high school? I thought the AP class was a waste of my time. It didn't make me any smarter. It just put unneeded pressure. And I very quickly decided to stop going to that class. And it was a great decision, right? And the thing about it was Spanish 5 AP. And we were reading books and stuff in that class, like books in Spanish. And I could read a book in Spanish on my own time, right? And at that point, you know, when you get to Spanish 5 AP or any language, AP language class, if you're not completely immersed in it, you're not learning anymore. You can learn the conjugations until you're blue in the face, right? But unless you go to that country and you're surrounded by that language 24/7, 365, then you're really not learning that much. Immersion's the only way to do it. It's like, okay, everything that you could possibly learn in Spanish 5 AP in a year, you will learn in 1 week in Mexico or any Spanish-speaking country. 1 week. It's like, why waste your time in an AP class for a year when you could just go, maybe not 1 week, that's an exaggeration. Let's say a month. I think that's more accurate. 1 week's nothing. So I take it back. Let's say a month. Okay? When I spent 6 weeks in Peru, I came back fluent. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Just refresh Storm. Try paying a mortgage. Oh. Yeah, the mortgage. That's a heavy commitment. My sister just bought a house, and you know, she's the type of person who's like, I hate working. I don't want to work. You know, working sucks. And then at the same time, she's like, I really want to buy a house. And I'm just like, okay, well, you're saying two contradictory things here, because buying a house with the 30-year mortgage, that means you are going to be forced to go to work for 30 years. So you better be sure. Right? You can't complain about not liking work and then dip into a 30-year mortgage. So I hope she does okay. I hope she knows what she's doing. Of course, they don't take my advice. I was like, you need to quit your job and go travel for 5 years and then come back. Your job will still be waiting, right? There's no shortage of, she's a nurse practitioner, so there's no shortage of sick people. Trust me on that. They are a dime a dozen, those sick people. Not if the mark. I know a guy who's fluent. How is it slouching? How is it slouching? I'm not really sure how to respond to that. It's slouching pretty good, okay? I'm gonna just say it's slouching pretty good, Kellen Brown, how are the fires going? Did you get sent out to SoCal, or or Marin when they're out here? Or do you stay in your area when there's a fire? Are you primarily a forest fire guy, or do you like come out for the big ones? Just a question. I was actually wondering that the other day. So if you could tell me that, that'd be great. I'm building here, but I'm talking and building, and as you can see, things are not going exactly according to plan here. Are you guys sick of seeing me build interiors? Because I'm like almost sick of building interiors, so you guys must be so sick of watching me build this stuff. Oh man, but it's got to be done. You can't brag about, having completely filled interiors and not have completely filled interiors, right? I know, part of me just likes the braggadocious part about it. I like to brag to people that my interiors are the best. The best, Jerry, the best. He's 7 years from retirement. Ooh, nice. Alright, Juan's here for the first time. Hola, Juan. Bienvenidos. Go into the medical field. 2 weeks in Lancaster. I'm 4 years from being expected to go to work and actually do something in my life. Yikes. Heck no, I need interior tips. Alright, so I got your back. Interior is my specialty. And the biggest thing is just double skinning your walls. That's the biggest thing. And that's really the only thing. After that, use your imagination, use your creativity, but be sure that you double skin those walls. I'm telling you guys, it has made all the difference in the entire world. Skinning those interiors, my goodness, it's a lifesaver. It just changes the whole game. It rearranges everything, and it really pops those interiors off. So what I got here is I'm building like a living room, an entryway. This is going to be a closet. This is going to be the way to the kitchen. I like to put little holes so I'm reminded of where the doors go. There we go.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
You guys are saying that you're years away from being an adult? Not if you go to college. You get to be a kid for 4 more years. If you go to college, you get to... it's just like extended high school. If you really like high school, then you go to college and you get another 4 years of that. Only this time, there's no one breathing down your neck. So it can be dangerous. You can lose track, definitely, in college. But yeah, you're not really an adult in college. Yeah, you may need to get a job. But, what jobs in college are usually, you work at the student union or you work at Best Buy or something like that. You don't have any real responsibilities yet. Unless you're paying for your own college, then my goodness, good luck. Because college is no joke these days. Wait, am I doing that right? Let me see what people are saying. Stormzy switched to PC. Stream won't work on phone. Oh, it's working on my phone. That's weird. I don't know. I did that last night as well. You remember the Cloverfield house? Okay. The big ones are coming to people, so yeah, I go to them. I staffed the helicopter up until 2 days from Christmas. Oh. I did not go to the ones in Marin. I think I was down near Fresno when those were going. Okay. Yeah, I figured there would be a kind of a trek for you, a pretty far haul, but you guys got helicopters and all sorts of things, so I was just wondering. Just curious is all. Okay, that's how I was doing it. That's how I was doing it. Now, I've lost again. Okay, I've lost again. I've gotten lost in my own. I hate when this happens. I'm telling you, it's the worst. No, that's not right. Where was I? Guys. Here, I found it. Excellent. Alright. You guys are commenting a lot. I love it. I love your comments. Thank you guys for joining me on this stream. I do appreciate it. I know it's I guess you guys are off school, huh? Well, I let my imagination go wild and I turned that house into a freaking Hello Neighbor house. Storm6 is no adult. Yeah, adult is really, we're told that we become adults when we're 18, but adulthood is whenever you feel like becoming an adult, right? Whenever you're like, okay, now I'm an adult, then you're an adult, not the day you turn 18. I know some adults who are 12 and some adults who just became adults at 37. You know what I mean? So there's no rhyme or reason to it. I think that's one thing that I really dislike about society is that it puts us on its own timetable, right? Society says, okay, at the age of 18, you're an adult and you have to start making adult decisions. And then, at the age of 21, you have to You don't have to drink, I guess. You don't have to, but you can now make big boy decisions, right? And then, by the age of 25, you better have a long-term girlfriend. By the age of 30, you better be married. By the age of 35, you better have a house or a child, right? And some people just don't fit in those schemes, plans, right? Some people are just on their own timeline. Or actually, all people are on their own timeline, but a lot of us will buy into society's timeline. And it's very dangerous because, we're all here on different paths and for different purposes. And, society's purpose might not be your purpose. And so many of us feel the pressure of those things that I just said, those ages where we have to do these certain things. And I think one thing that's going to make you have a happier life is to realize that those things don't apply to you. They shouldn't apply to you. Those things are for the people who don't really have minds of their own and are just like looking for answers outside of themselves and are kind of afraid to go to their own drumbeat. But not to say that's bad though. If you're on that timeline and that works for you and that's the timeline you're supposed to be on, then come on, of course that's where you're supposed to be. I'm just saying that don't think it's necessarily true for you. Last day 2. My break-ins. Okay, you guys are talking about breaks. To me, being an adult is really just treating people the way you want it to be treated. You can have fun like a kid your whole life. I play with a 3-year-old every day, acting goofy, all that good stuff. Man, there's nothing like kids to make you feel young, right? After your 3rd hour of Blue's Clues, you're just like, man, this is fun. At first, you're like, what the heck? But, you know what I mean? It's good to be young. Kids will keep you young for sure. But at the same time, they'll give you a lot of gray hairs, so it's a mixed bag. Not that I pretend to know a lot about raising kids. I don't have any kids. But I did, my cousin invited me to live with him in Australia for a year. And they were raising their kids. So I was basically, and they both worked, my cousin and his wife. So they let me stay in their house and I helped them raise their kids a little bit. So I'm a little bit knowledgeable. And that was only a year, so how much can you really learn in a year? But I know a few things about raising kids. It's fun and it is exhausting at the same time. Once the temper tantrums start happening, that's when you're like, what am I doing this for? I can see why people have the urge to hit their kids sometimes. It's very aggravating. But, they're just being kids. They're just doing what they're doing. And I think that's something that all parents learn pretty quickly is that you can't beat the kid out of them. You can't talk the kid out of them. They're just going to be kids. So why fight it? Why fight it? Enjoy it. They're going to be 18 before you know it. And they're going to be off to college taking AP classes. Whatever they do. All right, let's move on to the kitchen. I don't think that room is really done. It needs a lot more detail. But I kind of like what I do is I'll take a break from a room and think about the details I should add while I work on the next room, getting the walls down. Right? This is how you be efficient in building, guys. This is how you do a whole city, is you never stop, okay? You don't stop to think. There's no time to think. Time for thinking was in bed or in the shower. That's when you think about things. When you're waking life, you gotta do it. And that's not just Minecraft, that's everything. I get my best thinking done in the shower for reals, or right before bed. But I've been more interested in my dreams, and so I like to go to sleep faster. When I was younger, I would spend like an hour and a half laying in bed just thinking about stuff before going to sleep. Now I'm like, give me the dreams, give me the rest. I'm going right to sleep. I don't really think about stuff too much anymore before bed. But back in the day, it was a good time to sort through things. But now the shower is the time to do it. Or when you're driving. When you're driving is great. I'm not saying you should zone out while you drive, but sometimes I'll be driving along and I'll be thinking about something and working out a problem or an issue, and then I'll come to and I'm 6 miles away. I have no recollection how I got here. I mean, it's where I wanted to go. It's I just turn on my personal autopilot, and no one ever dies, right? Your subconscious is great at driving. At least mine is. My subconscious knows where to go and how to get there, and it sees all the red lights, right? I don't know if I'm not advocating this. If you are one of those people who needs to pay attention and your subconscious won't help you, then don't do that.
Chucky B.
3-year-olds are a walking middle finger. Oh my goodness. What do I think about Logan Paul? I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry. Everyone's talking about Logan Paul. I don't know who Logan Paul is. So I have no comment on that. Anyone else see the new Star Wars yet? Luke was staring at the sun, meditating at the end. This is what people don't realize about Star Wars and George Lucas, is that it's a parable for our life, and there's a lot of esoteric information in Star Wars that is absolutely true. It's just been hidden by society or intentionally lost by society. There is something akin to the Force, and you can use it for good or evil, and it's true, 100% true. And I've talked about this a thousand times, but you got to tap into your psychic ability and you'll see it. So Star Wars is a beautiful franchise, at least the ones that George Lucas has his hands in, because George Lucas knows. I wouldn't be surprised if his third eye was open and he knows stuff. So Star Wars is awesome. I really love Star Wars. I don't really like what it's become since Disney's purchased it. Now it's just a money-making thing rather than teaching people about the struggle between good and evil. It's more now about selling tickets than it is about improving the human race, which I think is what George Lucas set out to do. But thanks for bringing that up. That was a good talking point. Definitely, Star Wars knows what is up. Star Wars, and when I say esoteric knowledge, I'm talking about knowledge of reality that our society kind of obfuscates. It tries to suppress, because Jedis, they're people who can use this energy to their advantage, and humans can do that too. And your governments, your school systems, they don't want people knowing that, or else they would teach meditation in school. That's a clear indication. Meditation is not taught in school, and if they wanted this knowledge to be available to people, they would teach it in school, but they don't, because then you're going to be self-empowered and you're not going to be a cog in the system anymore. And they need cogs in the system for the system to run. Excuse me. So that's why meditation is not taught. That's why Star Wars is, this is hard to explain, but I think Disney purchasing it is a way for them to kind of make this information forgotten again. It's just like when Lucas presented it, it was a new novel thing that was, maybe even questioned by some and really thought about. But now it's the Disney movie. Let's go in there and see the pew pew pews. Oh, it's Darth Vader. Ooh, lightsabers. But back when Star Wars came out, it was a saga that had real valuable information. Man, you guys are doing a lot of texting. I can't keep up with it. Oh yeah, paper and grass. If you don't get a good night's sleep, you will start getting sleep paralysis. And if you're not ready for it, it can be terrifying. So I mentioned this in a video, but you guys have to do me a favor. You have to, when it's time to go to bed, turn off your phone and put the phone as far away from your bed as you can. That phone is emitting frequencies, it's emitting signal, and it's disrupting your sleep. And who knows what else it's doing, what kind of cancers it's creating. You cannot sleep with your phone next to you. Keep your phone in your backpack, or if you're a girl, your purse. Don't keep it in your pocket, because you're keeping it right next to your junk. And if you thought Mountain Dew was bad for the sperm count, you know what I mean? Cell phones, way worse. So I'm begging all of you to put down the cell phones. One thing I recently did, I was playing a lot of Clash Royale. Stormsix is here. I was in the top arena. I was 3,200 or something like that, and I just had to stop I had to stop, and I didn't want to stop. I had to stop, but I didn't want to stop because I was playing that. And anytime I would get bored or not know what to do, I would pick up the phone and play a Clash Royale battle, and it was what a waste of time, a complete waste of time. So what happened was one day I lost my account, and for about 30 seconds I was devastated. I was like, oh my goodness, do you know how much work? That was years of work that I couldn't get back. Years, literally years. I didn't put any money into that game, so everything that I had in that game I worked for. So it felt bad. Okay, it felt real bad. But for about 30 seconds. And then I realized, you know what? This is what was supposed to happen. This is the universe telling me enough is enough. And ever since then, I've found that I pick up my phone less and less and less and less, and it feels great. I still have to check social media impulsively. That's the next thing that's going to have to go. Maybe one day I'll lose my Instagram account or something. Yeah, Harry, wherever you keep your phone, you're going to have problems, okay? And there's not a lot of study done on this, but I think we all know that the phones are going to be... They cause tumors, they cause cancers. It's not something that you need to have on your person. And I was talking about this the other day with my family. I really feel as though Steve Jobs did more to send the human race backwards than anyone in our recent history. Like, he did a lot of damage to the human race because not only did he create devices that were ruining us, but he made us think that we needed it. And not just him, I mean the Apple Corporation as well as Samsung to a lesser extent, and all the phone companies, yeah. But he created something that basically brainwashed people into thinking that they should have this tumor cancer creating device next to their body at all times. Rather than having human interactions, we should be staring at our screens, looking at our social media likes. Rather than spending time with friends and family and people we love, we're hooked to this device like it's our master. And that's what Steve Jobs' vision was. And it's maybe not a popular thing to say, but I'm glad that he's gone. I'm glad that he can't do any more damage. The Apple Corporation has kind of taken up the mantle of what he represented. So it's almost like he created a monster, and now it doesn't matter that he's still alive or dead. It's going to keep going. But so I hate to say that I'm glad he's dead, but I'm just glad that he is not around to promote this even further, because he was looked at like a deity, like some sort of god. And in my opinion, he's more like a devil. He created a lot of negative energy. He created a lot of negative things that, and it's the marketing. He very expertly, he was an intelligent guy, very smart guy, knew how to manipulate people, and had some of the most manipulative marketing campaigns I've ever witnessed. No, not some of the Apple marketing campaigns are they're genius in how manipulative they are, and they just prey on the stupidity of people. So, I can't blame him he didn't create stupid people, but he definitely exploited their lack of intelligence, and I think that's something that should not be celebrated. So, and that's just a discussion I had with some family members recently over the vacation, so I thought I'd share that. I don't know why. Okay, let me read some of your comments here. A lot of people with no phones. That's good to hear. Cool. Funtime Springtrap has no real interaction with his fellow students. He prefers people I meet online because they're actually interested in what I like, and not drugs and a bunch of crap the kids at my school like. And then Steve Jobs manipulated Wozniak and didn't credit them. Yeah, he shanghaied Wozniak, the guy who helped him create an empire, and he did him real dirty. So he wasn't a good guy. He was a creative guy, but he wasn't a good guy. And I think that he brought a lot of negativity to the world. And then as far as what Fun Times was saying, Yeah, it can be very difficult, especially if you live in a small town. There's not a lot of like-minded people, but you'll find them, and you'll attract them, and they'll be attracted to you. Like attracts like. This is another thing. Is that really? I think it's kind of taught in Star Wars. I'm not really 100% sure, but like things attract like things, and once you're able to spread your wings and go to different places, you'll start meeting more like-minded people like yourself. So don't fear, don't fret. High school can be a strange time because you're still developing and you don't really have the sense of yourself. And so you allow other people to dictate who you are just to fit in. I think that's what a lot of people do. So don't worry about it. You'll leave your town and then you'll find a bunch of people just like you. I think that's why a lot of people really branch out in college, is because it's their first time meeting certain types of people, meeting new people who share interests, and it can lead to some danger, but if your intentions are pure, I think it's just a beneficial thing. You have less friends because you don't have a phone? What? Why? That don't make no sense. What, do you guys have like phone meetings or something? I guess you can't communicate as easily with each other, but come on. If any person is going to say, like, look down on you or ostracize you because you don't have a telephone, you're lucky because you just saved yourself a lot of turmoil. Get that person out of your life. You're going to save yourself years of problems. Just look at things positively, and they will be positive. Right? What do I think of modern day movies? They're all different. I mean, the modern day blockbuster movies are getting dumber and dumber, but there's still, really good movies out there that are being made that have a good message. Let me think. What are some good movies that I saw recently? Good Time. Have you guys seen Good Time? I think, definitely rated R, so I don't know if a lot of you have seen it. But Good Time's a really good movie. If you like Drive, another rated R movie, but if you like Drive, Good Time, you're going to like Good Time too. It's very similar in style. Very music-based movie. A lot of the scenes are just told through music, which is really cool. I really like it. So yeah, go see Good Time if you haven't seen that. Let's see, what other good movies are coming out? I saw 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and that got rave reviews, and I did like it, but not as much as the critics. I thought there were some problems with the movie that I didn't like, but overall that was a good movie. These indie movies are kind of the way you gotta go now, with these big blockbusters just being kind of silly. Like, how many times can Liam Neeson, have to save somebody or save his family? Have you seen this, like, commuter train preview? it's like Taken, except with the train. It's like Taken on a train. I will find you. I will kill you. That sort of thing. He's like, in the previews, on the phone. He's like, if you hurt my family. He's like, how many times can we do the same movie? Really, Liam Neeson's? That's enough. But I heard something sad about Liam Neeson is where, like, I forget the details, but he lost his family. Maybe it was in a car accident or something. He lost his wife, and he was extremely devastated and depressed for a long time. He quit movies, but when he came back to doing movies, now the only roles he takes are movies where, his family's in trouble and he has to save his family. So he's acting out, like, his inner insecurities for not being there for his family when they needed him through his movie roles. So now all of Liam Neeson's movies are just like depressing and just like unwatchable for me. Like, I don't want to see a man living out his worst fears through a movie. Oh my goodness, just saying it out loud like that is gross. No thanks. Wonder. I've never heard of Wonder. I'll check that out. Everyone in your school wants to be a rapper? Okay, where do you live? Sounds like a cool place. Well, you know about me and my rapping history. I don't want to be a rapper, but I like to pretend I am sometimes, just for fun. Last time I streamed, I performed a part of the latest rap I wrote, but I don't think we'll be doing that this stream today, friends. No rapping today, I'm sorry. It was fun, though. Is this building interesting? Do you want to see me branch out and do something different, or are you cool with me interior building for now? Let me know in the comments. And by the way, I appreciate you guys and all your comments. You know, when I stream on Twitch, it's a little bit more dead over there, because then people gotta log on to some new thing, and some people don't have Twitch accounts. It's so much easier on YouTube. So I'm probably gonna stop doing Twitch and just do YouTube streaming from now on. So if you're interested in streaming, I think this will be the way. If the quality is okay for you guys, it's 580. I think it was. So it's not the best quality, but I'll work on it. I'll try to tweak it. Maybe IGL can help me out. He seems to know a lot about streaming. He's been doing a lot of streaming recently, so he's knowledgeable about computers. So I'll reach out to IGL, see what he has to say. So yeah, YouTube is gonna be the one. And I love the fact that a video comes out afterwards. Isn't that cool? People can just watch it. I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Did I watch Jumanji? No. I watched the first Jumanji with Robin Williams. I think that movie got trashed a lot, but I kind of liked it as a kid. It was a fun movie for a kid. They turn into monkeys. It's cool, right? And then the monkeys go on like a riot. They go on a crazy adventure. Man, it's getting hot in here. Let me take off my sweater. Oh, more better. That's more better. I'm in California. It's overcast today, so when it's overcast, you know, the clouds trap in the heat, so it's actually pretty warm today. I think it's in the mid-60s or something. I could dig it. Oh, Zathura. Yeah, Zathura. I remember that movie. Yeah, Zathura is just Jumanji in space, right? I vaguely remember Zathura, but I do remember watching it. I remember it was pretty cool. But then I also remember saying, this is Jumanji in space. You know, Jumanji already came out, right? I believe the director is the guy who did Elf. What is his name? From Swingers. What is his name? I forgot. Who's the guy from Swingers? Not the tall one. The other one. The fatter one. You guys probably haven't seen Swingers either. That's another adult movie, so never mind. But that's the guy who directed Zathura, I believe. I don't know why. He directed Elf. The same guy.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
What do I think about social anxiety? You know, I guess I would say that I have it. I'm more of a shy person when it comes to social situations. But we talked about this, Ipon. Social anxiety is just a fear of the future. And if the future doesn't exist, how can you be fearful over it? Right? The future doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is right now. So you're having a fear over something that doesn't even exist. So it's sort of like having social anxiety is sort of like having a fear of bears riding on top of sharks holding spears. Like I can't go to the party because there might be a bear riding a shark holding a spear, right? That's the same thing. So that's how I look at it. And so I don't mean to like belittle you or you know, make your problem seem less severe. I know that it is an issue and that it's hard to function with social anxiety. But you know, when you make the realization that I just said, there's no social anxiety. And meditate. I would say that as well. Huge benefit. It'll just give you calmer, and you'll realize that the only thing that exists is now, and nothing is wrong in the now. There's nothing wrong in the now. And if something is wrong in the now, you fix it in the now, and then in the future, it's not broken. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm just trying to explain things in a roundabout way. And I'm also trying to get the most furniture I can in here without blocking off this stairwell. Look at this. It is cramped up in her. Man, these interiors, look how slow going these interiors are, man. Oh, one day this map will be finished. Mark my words. That's one thing I should add in here, some lamps. Can you guys even hear the music? I turned it so low for Archer, but I can barely hear it. I don't know. Jon Favreau, thank you so much, Ghost May. That's who I was trying to think of. People at my school are mainly scared of what to do in their life because we are pressured constantly to choose a career we want, but many can't handle the pressure, so they take drugs that make stupid decisions. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's one of the things I didn't like about high school was the pressure to succeed. And unfortunately, I went to a high school that at the time was ranked in the top 10 public schools in the nation. And that's brought even more pressure because now the teachers, the faculty, they want to keep that spot. They like having it because they get more attention and more funding. So there's even more pressure placed on the students when I went to high school to succeed and get good grades and keep that standard. So it wasn't a good thing. I think that was a bad thing actually for a lot of people. And it really was a bad thing because after I left high school, it got worse and worse, and they were still rated pretty high, and then there was a rash of suicides. Yeah, in my school, in my high school that I went to, a rash of suicides from kids who just couldn't take the pressure. They were being forced to make decisions that they didn't want to make. They were being forced to spend time doing things they didn't want to do. And that's why at the beginning of this live stream, I said to you guys, you know, have fun in high school. High school, you're a kid. You're supposed to have fun. High school is about learning, but you're not going to just learn through books. You learn through experiencing. You learn through hanging out with people. You learn from doing different new things that you can't do in a classroom. That's how you learn. It's like I said with immersion. You don't learn by reading a book. You learn a language by going to that country and hearing nothing but that language for an extended period of time. So I highly encourage you guys to take high school less seriously. And it's not to say you shouldn't try to please your parents and get good grades. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try. I'm saying you should be balanced. You should have balance. You should, appease your parents and try to get good grades. Appease your teachers. And do the best you can academically. But realize, at the same time, that a lot of what they're teaching you is just indoctrination so that you'll go and get a good job, so that you'll pay more taxes. The better job you get, the more taxes you pay to the government, and the better of an ATM/battery you are for the government. So, that's why there's so much pressure for you to choose a career quickly so that you spend as much time possible learning that career so you get really good at it so that you make a lot of money. And then you make a lot of money and you realize that this doesn't bring any happiness. I'm just a ATM for the government. They're taking 40% of all my hard work, all my time, all my energy, all my knowledge. They're just taking 40% and they're spending that money to do drone strikes on innocent children. So that's why I say, realize what high school really is. And make the most of it. And you're going to make the most of it by having as much fun as you can. Trust me, that's how you make the most of high school. You can be a corporate drone for the next 60 years. You don't need to spend your 4 years of high school having that same mentality, having that same work ethic. And then the best thing that could happen is you get a lot of money, and then you realize, wait a second, this doesn't make me happy at all. The thing that brings happiness is doing what makes me feel fulfilled in life. That's what brings happiness. Doing what you love to do, what you came here to do. And a lot of you didn't come here to count numbers so that someone else can make more money. Endrant. Dress code at school? Oh no. Okay. Jeez. Yeah. That's one great thing about America. No dress codes in school. Some schools, private schools, and some even public schools have them. I think in like Illinois there's a dress code, and I don't know exactly, but it sucks. Talk about like stripping an individual of their own unique identity. It's like you couldn't express what they're trying to do any more clearly than make kids all dressed the same. You could not do it, right? We want to make you guys into little worker bee numbers. We'll strip you of your name, strip you of your identity, strip you of your creativity, strip you of your self-expression. Rant not over. And then, we'll put you all into your little worker bee uniforms so that, I think they do it in Illinois because of gangs. And the gangs express themselves through colors, but that's just an excuse. That's just an excuse to make you more manageable to the school system, right? When you're kind of stripped of your creativity, you're more manageable. You're less of an individual. It's like the military, basically. It's the military. That's what it is. It's the same tactics, dress them all the same, give them all the same haircuts, all the same glasses, all the same everything, so that, I hate when I do this, so that we can, treat them all as one big unit. And no one will question anything. That's the first thing you're taught in the military. Do not question anything I say, or you will be doing push-ups, you will be running, you will be ostracized by your unit, right? So is that a good thing? I don't know. How long have I been streaming for? Not long enough. Alright, we got new people here. Stormzix wants to know what you got for Christmas. I got a lot of metaphysical tools that you guys probably aren't interested in. That's what I got. But that's what I asked for, so I got what I wanted. I was very happy, very lucky. If you want to see, you can go to my other YouTube channel. I showed some of them there. But I don't think most of you probably be interested in that. I did get a new controller. A much needed new controller. I was playing with my RB button was disconnected. So I was just playing with no RB button basically. It was just hanging on there. So I was very happy to get a new controller. This is a Chucky Beats production. What will I do when I complete this map? Take a break. Just stop it all. No. I'm sure I'll probably work on other smaller maps. Maybe work on Shanghai. Oh, poor Shanghai. What happened, right? There's too much going on. I would love to complete Shanghai, but until adventure mode gives us the ability to place TNT, Shanghai won't work on the new version, on the Bedrock Edition. So that's an issue. I'm going to have to start a petition and try to get that included. I don't have enough bookshelves. There we go. There's some bookshelves. There we go. There we go. What do I think of modern day parents? I think every parent's different. Really. I'm really glad that we're moving away from beating children. I think people are starting to see just how destructive that is for a child. When the person that you look up to the most, the only person you ever loved or will ever love, to that degree, beats you. Imagine what that does to the psyche of a 4-year-old. Oh my goodness. And it's part of the reason why I think there's so much trouble in the world today is because the people calling the shots were disciplined in school, were beaten by their parents. I think as we move into the next generation, I think hopefully this world will be less warlike and more peaceful, is my hope. As more parents start to wake up to the idea that when you beat a child, you're scarring it for life. And and in a very negative way. That's just my opinion, but I think it's pretty much fact at this point. I would say that's fact. I mean, I don't need to see a study to be sure of that. They're still updating console edition. Heck yeah. Hotline Bling. It's cool. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like that game. Isn't that game pretty old now, though? My cousin's trying to get me involved in PUBG, and I just don't want to do it. It's like, okay, you want me to pay $30 to play a game that I'm building, that I spent 4 years building? Nah. I'd rather just finish this, you know? Star Wars Battlefront 2 is amazing. Yes, and I would play it if I wasn't so determined to finish this map. I think Gaia set me back big time on finishing this map. Big time. So I'm just trying to stay focused with this map as much as possible now. And you know, it's time. They finally made a way for me to make money sharing this map. So it's time. You know, I didn't do all this just to see it done, right? I would love to make some money off of it. That would be awesome. So, you know, it's time to get this thing done. I would love to play other games, though. I would love to play Battlefront. I loved the first Battlefront a lot. A lot. I like it a lot. Pumped Up Kids? The Kicks? All I ever did when I pumped up kids, better run, and I'll run, I don't know the lyrics, I'm sorry. Not taking requests, okay? Plus, I think my video will probably be flagged for monetization issues if I play that song. I could do it, but you have YouTube. Just put it in the search bar. You'll hear it. Don't worry. Let's put some of these. You guys impressed in the way that I'm able to talk and build at the same time? I impress myself with this from time to time. It's a skill. Definitely a skill. You look at YouTubers who do this and you just think, oh, they're just doing something easy. No, it's not easy. This is a skill. It takes years to learn this, talk and build. Let's make a little boy's room. Not as in a bathroom, but as in a place for a little boy to sleep. Kind of boxed myself in here, though. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, redo. Oh, I've done it again. I was just watching your tips to building a city video. Oh, good. I hope you liked it. That now has like 30,000 views. It's awesome. Definitely by far my best video as far as analytics is concerned. So I'm very happy about that video. I would want to make more videos like that, hopefully, but haven't had any ideas for one yet. I think a lot of people disliked it because they didn't get it. You know, they clicked the video, they're like, ooh, a 5-minute video that's going to tell me how to build a city. People are dumb, you know. And then they see, oh wait, this is not telling me how to build a city. This is just rubbing it in my face. And then they click dislike, and they, you know, a lot of dislikes on that video. I think because of that. Like they were actually expecting a 5-minute video to tell them how to complete a 5-year project. You know, people are silly. Left 4 Dead 3 is never gonna happen. I don't know. It was better to have me sing it. Oh, thanks, man. I think Stormzix is being a little sarcastic. Oh, Stormzix, you want to help build? I forgot about that. Do you have any ideas? Let's go take a look around and see what Stormzix can help build. Solid's Skyscraper. Solid's never going to finish this. If you wanted to do some interiors on that, that would be fantastic if you did that. Not pressuring you. I would like you to work on whatever you want to work on. But this is the first thing that comes to mind, Stormzix. I don't know. He had a plan. Maybe you can ask him what his plan was. But he had each floor mapped out. He got to this floor. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 floors left. They're not tremendously big floors. But there's 10 of them, and so each floor would have to have a theme. This is a corporation, so it would be all one corporation. There would be a mail room, I think he was talking about, a security floor, all sorts of things going on in there. So that's one thing you can work on. Let's see what else. Maybe you could start another skyscraper, or if you want to do interiors, you can do the interior of this skyscraper. There's plenty of stuff to do. I haven't done anything in the lobby since I did a video on this. I know it's dark, but yeah, I wanted to finish this other skyscraper first. So that's an option if you want to work on the interior in there. You already did this police station. This, I'm not sure what to put here. This is my flex position, right? This is the place where if I get an idea, I'm going to put it here. This is the only place in the whole map that's not spoken for. So if you or anybody else has a good idea for what to place here, then maybe you can work on that. What is this? Lone Wanderer? Yeah, I don't even want to go down there. I gotta board that up. So that's another option. Let's see what else here. I do want to start on the hospital at some point in the future. Maybe if you had an idea for the hospital exterior, we could do that. Maybe we can work together on that even. Because I do have a vision for kind of how this hospital is going to look. But if you want to help me start on this hospital, that's another thing we can start on soon. If you want to do a skyscraper exterior, that's another option. Let's see what else. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, really. Chinatown's pretty much done, unless you want to help me with the underground bit of it. There's an underground part of Chinatown that I haven't really started yet that you could help me on. I don't want to show you that. I was going to go over there and show you, but that's a secret. We can't divulge that just yet. Military barracks, maybe. Flexing to myself. I think we're running out of space here. That's like everything. Of course, there's the airports, but we'll start on that later. And if you only have a month, you know, I don't want you to start something and then have to abandon it. I'm trying to think of like month-long projects that you could do. Oh yeah, you can count the cars. No, I'm playing. No one is meant to count the cars. That was a joke. But there are over $2,000, right? Is that where we landed on that? I wish this map would load up faster. Jeez, come on. I'm trying to look to see what else can be placed here. Go visit the Whispering Oaks. Alright. No, that's a different Lone Wanderer. I think, unless he changed his name again. There's the Whispering Oaks. Oh, if you want to do a road, Stormzix, here, let me show you what my vision is for this. So this is a freeway, right? And this freeway is going to connect to the airport. So kind of what I want this freeway to do is drop down, come down here, and then kind of be like a big circle where you know, imagine a big circle, right? This is road, a big circle of road. That has all these branches off of it. One branch is for departures. One branch is for arrivals. One branch off the road is for long-term parking. One branch is for short-term parking. And there'll be all these branches of road. And then the terminal will be back here. And then I'm thinking of building the runway just off camera here, off the world, because I don't want to waste all this room with runway. So that's my idea, sort of. If you wanted to do the roads on that, and that's something that of course we could work together on as well. So that's kind of my ideas. If you have a separate idea, let me know. Fun Times always wanted to help with the freeway. Okay, possibly, but you have to get gold, man. Is his actual name Andrew Morris? No. That's you know, if you look on Xbox Live, I think you'll probably see several hundred Lone Wanderers. or lone wolf. Yeah, Storm6, we're almost done, man. Look at this. Look at this. So I think the most important, let's go from level of importance. Most important would be finishing solid Skyscraper. Next most important would be doing the interior of that other Skyscraper. Then would be this blank space that we have, the flex position, and then would be the airport area. So those are kind of my ideas. If you have a separate idea, let me know. If you want to do like a secret area that we haven't done yet, that's up for grabs. You could do something like that too. I'm all for secret areas. But I think that's an hour. I don't want to keep these streams too long because, you know, when these streams go out on YouTube, they will be very long and people don't watch the long videos. So I want to keep these streams kind of reasonable to maybe an hour long. I think that's where we're at now. Okay, just let me know. I'm going to sign off now, so maybe not today. Got some stuff I got to take care of. But, alright, what a great stream. I want to thank you guys, all of you, for being here and for interacting. I really do appreciate it. You know, you can't have a stream if people don't write in the comments, and you guys had some great comments today, so I really appreciate that for hanging out with me. And you can always check out this video when it comes out on YouTube if you want to see it again, or if you want to put any comments in there. I'm just flying around now doing nothing. So, thank you. This has been fun. I'm going to do this more regularly. That's my plan. This seemed to go well. The frame rate wasn't too bad. The resolution wasn't too bad. And it was a lot of fun. So I might do this more regularly now. And I hope you guys will tune in. And I'll probably do it around this time. So I think that's going to do it, my friends. I want to say thank you again. Post any comments, last comments you want to say before I leave. And as always, happy Minecrafting. Peace.